Kedves mindenki, már itt vagyunk Londonban, és a halálos iramban Hobbs and Shaw című kis mellékszálának szereplőivel fogok beszélgetni pár percen belül. Lássuk, mit mondanak ők maguk a filmről.
Our target's name is Brixton. He's a ghost. We're gonna need the best trackers in the business. Luke Hobbs, Deckard Shaw. If we stand a chance against Brixton, you guys have to work together.
No way. This guy's a real ass.
Are you and Dwayne good friends in real life?
Of course we are. We wouldn't be doing a movie together if we weren't good friends. When we first did our first scene on Fast 7, we just got on like a, you know, it's just, we got on really well. It was so easy to make this action sequence. And we just knew, we had, you know, we both come from a similar world. He has an athletic background, I have an athletic background. We you know, we didn't fall into the movie business. We didn't have big ambitions to be in the movie business. We just ended up there. We have a lot, you know, he has a very humble beginning. Same thing, my dad was a coal miner. We come from nowhere. We don't have privileged starts. So we have a lot of things in common. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. You know, we can relate to each other, therefore we get on, therefore we're friends.
This whole thing sounds really dodgy.
Look after your sister.
Listen, I'll handle it.
What would you advise to Jason Statham if in real life he was your son?
If Jason Statham in real life was my son, I'd be incredibly proud of him. I'd be proud of his achievement. I'd be proud of his professionalism. I'd be proud of his kindness and his patience, and his loyalty. I think he's, you know, he's shown an ability for self-discipline that is quite, when it shows itself in human beings, it's a very remarkable thing. I think I'd just be very, very proud of him, honestly.
The future of the planet. I am human evolutionary change. Bulletproof. Superhuman.
Who the hell are you?
Bad guy.
Are you and Jason and Dwayne are good friends in real life?
I'd say that we're close in the terms that I'm very, very attached to those guys. They're good lads. I was very thankful that they invited me to be in their film. And who knows, in the future we will work together. It'd be nice.
What was the hardest part during the filming?
I think the end sequence. The end sequence of the film was pretty tough. It was a lot of work, long hours, lots of rain.
Do you ride a motorbike in real life?
Yes, I do. I do ride a motorcycle. I've got a scooter and I've got a couple of bigger bikes.
Have you ever got a speeding ticket?
Have I? 7,000 probably. No. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Look at me. I'm Black Superman. Damn.
He really is Black Superman.
Have you ever got a speeding ticket?
I've got many, yeah.
Yep.
Not recently. I tend to drive less illegally than I used to. I don't drive illegally anymore. It's no point. I save it for on camera.
Do you consider yourself a good driver in real life?
I should be, because I've had enough lessons to make me that way. So I've had, you know, many stunt driving situations. For all the movies that I've done that I've required to be a driver, I decided to be a good driver rather than stick around and, you know, pretend to be a good driver.
Yeah.
And besides, you know, when I was a kid, when I left school, the first car I got was always, you know, I was always racing my friends, who's got the fastest car. It's a typical sort of misspent youth, a childhood. We, you know, if the snow was coming down, we'd get into the car parks, learn how to drive in the snow, and, you know, racing each other is part of growing up. And, you know, we used to salivate on the, you know, the BMW M3. Oh, if we could only get one of those. I'll get the M5. We could never afford it, but we always wanted the fast cars.
Do you consider yourself a good driver?
A driver? Terrible driver. Are you kidding? In fact, the other day I thought my car had been stolen because I lost it, but I just had gone out a different entrance in LA. And everyone was, they had police looking for the stolen car, but actually it was just part where I left it. I just forgot. So no, I'm not good as a driver or with cars.
Have you ever got a speeding ticket?
Are you kidding? I've got 4 at home that I haven't paid for them yet. Yeah, like I shouldn't be driving. Actually, that's not true. Should I not say that stuff?
Get in the car. We're all going. No, you. I said we're all going.
Have you ever got a speeding ticket?
I have gotten a speeding ticket. I have. I got one here in London driving home after the theatre, speeding past a police station. I was that stupid, you know. It was because in London, if a light goes green, you know that if you go 60 miles an hour to the next green light, you'll get the green light, you know. So it was late at night, there was no one around. But in general, I'm a great believer in safe driving, because a car is a very dangerous thing. And, you know, we should all, when we're on the roads with other people, we should always drive with consideration for other people, and I do that.
Babies, come home.
I'm sorry to bring trouble here, Mama, but I need my brothers.
We are in Hawaii, in Kauai. But why are we here? There must be a special connection, right?
Yeah, well, this is where we shot the film. You know, this is where the Hobbs family is represented. So, what better place than to represent, what we did in this portion of the film than right back here home in Kauai.
I think also, going to the movies is a big deal. You want to go and have an experience. So I think it's fantastic Universal is invested in trying to share part of that experience within this press junket. Bringing you here, bringing us here. Yeah. I'm not complaining.
Yes, but I would like you to tell me a little bit about the culture here, because you're both from this area, and this is so magical, yes, so mysterious to the rest of the world.
Polynesia, yes. It's still, to a large extent, undiscovered, yeah.
It's, it's kind of like a nice little secret we have out here. And I'm sure you could feel it as soon as you get on the islands, that the mana, the energy, you can feel it blowing through the trees. You can feel it. It goes, through you into your bones. It really does. Especially for me at the time, to be able to kind of pull myself out of my crazy schedule and to just spend a little time here on the islands, it really felt good. In a weird way, it's very spiritual. It really is.
It sure is. Roman, this is your first movie. How different is it from wrestling?
Totally different. I'm so used to being in that ring in front of a live crowd. I do one thing, the crowd does another. But to be on set, to be, within, this opportunity to be surrounded by everyone that I was surrounded with, from the crew, the different talent, from David Leitch, the director, Chris Morgan, the writer. I couldn't have been in a better place.
And the brother, like that.
Like Cliff Curtis right next to me, to be able to just jump into, to pick his brain, and for him to be, nice enough and gracious enough to share that information with me. I think that just speaks on the personalities that were surrounding me, and just a lot of really nice people that helped me along the way and made sure that I had, all the opportunities to put on my best performance.
This family is going to war. We're gonna need cars and guns.
I was thinking about you. You got everything you need. But the most important thing seems to be the family. Mm-hmm. So can you talk about your family?
For me, I've been very fortunate and blessed to be in a position that I am, and we work hard. Everybody works hard. Everybody essentially wants the same thing. You want to work hard, you want to earn a little bit of money, you want to take care of your family, you want to do good, for the most part. But family, for me, the busier I've become, the more important family becomes for me too. And not just, by the way, they're always important, but they become my anchor, my daily anchor. And I have a teenage daughter, I have little babies at home too as well. And Yeah, family is everything, because also family becomes the equalizer. Because family is where you go to when you need the real feedback, especially for me. I've known you for a very long time. For me, in this world of Hollywood, in this business, you could easily get lost in the delusion of Hollywood, where a lot of people, just by nature of Hollywood, will tell you things that that they think you need to hear, and not necessarily things that are important for you to hear. And so this is why family becomes so important, because they're the ones that will always tell you that is a terrible idea, or you need to be better, or that's not good enough. But you know, in the other opposite end of Hollywood, you have people who will always tell you like, oh, it's great. You're wonderful. It's fantastic.
How much time do you have for your kids?
It's never enough. It's never enough time with my kids. So what I have learned to do over the years is I bring them with me. Everywhere I go, I bring them with me. So when we're shooting, if we're shooting in Budapest, if we're shooting in Hawaii, London, I bring them with me, and they all travel. So that way, when we're always together, and then when I go to work and I come back home, I'm not coming home to an empty house or an empty hotel room. I'm coming home to my family.
How many speeding tickets have you gotten?
7.
What about you?
Maybe 1, maybe. I can't even recall. I don't even.
They have a
think
lot
I
of
have
open
the
roads in
one.
New
Yeah,
Zealand. No, and also what happens.
That's why he drives.
No,
I'm a slowpoke.
No, here's the other thing: is they change our speed limits back home as well. So I got done like I go away and I come back and they drop the speed limit by like 15, 10 kilometers on
That's
roads
not
that
right.
I'd driven for like.
That's not fair.
That's not bad.
It's not bad if you're a part of the Fast and the Furious franchise.
That's why we put him behind the wheel. That's why we put me on the back of the truck to throw the hooks. He's got the handles.
Woo! Have you ever got a speeding ticket?
I have, yes.
And how did you get out?
I have. The last speeding ticket I got, I could tell you where I was. It was in New Mexico. It was the last speeding ticket I got in 1998.
That's 20 years ago.
It's a long time, but since then, I've been pulled over multiple times. But luckily, when I get pulled over, the officers approach the car. First thing I do is I stick my hands out the window to let them know that it's safe. And then when they come up, they see me, they start laughing, I start laughing. And then they tell me to slow down. I say, well, I absolutely do that. I tell them, you boys stay safe, and I'll see you down the road.
On my 3, sure. 1, 2, 3.
Hello, Hollywood.